Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with the weekly news in review for May the 5th. Revenge of the 5th? May the 4th be with you. 2024-2024. We've got, of course, Transformers news. Another week. 2 more masterpiece Devastators and some more stuff. We also have some more of this holothon, which I gotta say, most of this was not new to me. I've seen it on the shelves. Why is this the week 4? Drop 4? And there's a Alf rocking USA from NECA. NECA's rocking it out. Pretty cool. Then there's some Storm collectible stuff now. Very expensive, but through different game franchises. We'll take a look at that. And then this is a figure from Super 7 for Silverhawks that reminds me I'm not a completist. I thought I was, actually, with this line. I'm not a completist. But anyhow, we'll talk about that. And then Star Wars May the 4th drops. Let's just say it's a mixed bag. There's some good stuff in here, and there's some stuff I'm passing on, well, most of it. But let's get into talking about this and more coming up. Starting out with what's new at Show Z, there's pre-orders up for a Magic Square MSB58 Brontosaurus Sludge, and I take it this is a slight recolor of the past one. This one does look kind of Toon-y. Maybe it is their Toon one, but it looks pretty cool, and $1 down, probably the same price as the other ones. And it took a couple of days, but we got pre-orders at Show Z for Fans Hobbies 1/12 scale or 6-inch G.I. Joe flying aircraft vehicle, which Skyhawk looks pretty cool. I did get my pre-order in on this, $1 down. No idea what the cost is. I'm guessing probably around the $100 mark, but I have absolutely no idea. And pretty cool. Pretty excited that Show Z is going to carry this product. Sticking with G.I. Joe, they have still up for pre-order this Gundam It. It's not Show Z, but it is Show Z. Flame Toys Fury model, Storm Shadow, 5.5-inch, $58. And it's a little on the stylized side, but not too stylized. I think it looks really cool. Don't know how involved the putting together is of this, but it doesn't look like it'd be a whole lot. But still, pretty cool. Up for pre-order at Gundam It, and it'll be about $58. 5.5-inch. So starting out, we're going to talk about something a little bit off the wall. Surprised me, and this is also up for pre-order at Show Z, so kind of a nice transition there. But 01 Studio Cell Desolator. This is Zeta. Zeta, I believe. 01 Studio Cell was Zeta. Back when Zeta was trying to make that Unicron, the same time that Hasbro was trying to fund their HasLab, which was a bad idea, and then we thought Zeta was stomped out by Hasbro, but they just kept quiet for a few months and then came back. And yeah, we were still making it, guys, but we're just 01 Studio Cell. But they're coming out with this. Now, Zeta also had ties to Toy World, and I've always wondered why do they not make the Toy World constructor. Evidently they don't have the rights to it or something along those lines. So they're making an all-new one, which looks a little bit different. Still, it's going to be a bit stylized, but I think it's still going to have quite a bit of G1-esque to it. It's probably going to look pretty good, but anyhow, they're making this. I don't know. I'm trying to see any similarities to Constructor in here. I'm not sure just yet, but it does look pretty interesting. But I'm not going to be in on this one or the one we're about to talk about because I'm in on Fans Toys Next Transbots. I mean, I got to commit and stick with it, which kind of makes it hard when you have now 5 companies making masterpiece Devastators at the same time. Now, this has already been hinted at that they were going to make this. This is the Star Toys, the Dream Star Toys, and they're making what's going to be a bit of a stylized Devastator, but you can tell it's Devastator by looking at it. And I think we've already seen a picture back in the day, but the thing about it is, will it be silver? Will it be green? Is it going to be silver just like their Superion? I wasn't in on their Superion, although it looks really interesting. It's really cool. I wasn't in on it, but is it all going to be silver looking stuff? I'm not sure just yet, but it does look quite interesting. And I got to say, it feels a little less stylized than they went with their Superion. But yeah, we'll probably see more and more of this, but I believe this is not a render at all. This is the real deal, just standing there in front of you. And if that's true, they're a lot further along than some of the other competition that's out there. It'll be interesting to see how this battle wages, how this war goes on, and who wins in the end. All right, so we've got the Transmetals, Transarts, Transmetals, Beast Wars, Dinobot, and I mean, technically it's Transmetal 2, but I don't remember him having a Transmetal 1 form, so he just jumped straight to Transmetal 2. Anyway, really, it's an interesting looking bot, and it looks pretty cool. This is the packaging. This is labeled as sample, so you know that this is not the end result. So there might be some differences, changes of this sample. So all these pictures are samples. Things might change slightly by the time I get my hands on mine. Now, the one on the left is the Transart, and the reason why there's a lot of confusion, the one on the right is a whole other one made by someone else, and there's not really, I don't know that even there's a company assigned to it, or they have a name to it, but they look very similar. It's very interesting, and this might be one of those really weird, strange oddities where I'd like to get both and just compare them side by side and do a lot more comparisons. But I'm hearing the other one, the Transart one, is solid, and the other one still has some issues to work out before they put it into final production, but they still both look pretty good. I kind of like my Dinobot a little bit beefier. It's the way I see them, but they still both look really awesome. Yeah, they look awesome, dude. This is the alt mode for the Transart, Transmetal, and yeah, it looks kind of cool. I love the chrome. It just kind of feels weird. I wonder what all that white, is it going to be painted? Is it going to feel pearlescent? Is it going to feel cheap? That's my only drawback to this figure, because it has just so much just plain white on it. That's the character. It's not the company that's making it, but that VAG metal, I mean, you can't go wrong. Here's something out of the blue. I have no idea where to order it from, and I don't think it transforms. It just looks kind of like a robot, and it's a Bounty Hunter Crevo, the SH019 Type BH, and it's also called, for whatever reason, Toy Alliance versus, or Toy Alliance X Toy Notch, or Toy Alliance versus Toy Notch, but it's an interesting looking kind of bot, and I kind of felt like it sort of would fit in the same world as that Dinobot, with all that white all over him, and then a couple of areas that look metallic, and yeah, kind of cool, kind of interesting. What's going on with that robotic cowboy hat of his? Interesting stuff going on here out of the blue. So Unique Toys is putting out more pictures of the RO9 Red Destroyer Masterpiece Age of Extinction Stinger, and its prototype looks pretty cool, pretty interesting. I kind of like what they got going on here, even though I'm not a huge fan of maybe this character or whatever, but the alt mode just looks clean as heck, which is so amazing that something like that could turn into that. I imagine transformation is something else. It's got to be. That is just insane that car turns into that bot. But hey, we've seen Fantoys do it. And here's another picture, well, series of pictures, but I'm only showing one. Rise of the Beast Ape Link, and it's a robot mode action figure in the works by Yellow Park as part of their AMK Pro X series. Anyhow, it looks pretty interesting, pretty cool as a action figure, and I don't see pre-orders for it, this exact one, just yet, but pretty cool if you're into all the Rise of Beast stuff. We got prototype pictures of the Tianyi Design Studios Masterpiece Scale Revenge of the Fallen Sideways, and it looks pretty much like it should, I believe, right there. And that is another one that I think turns into a really cool looking car, from this bot into this car. Yeah, another one where the car looks pretty cool. I kind of prefer the alt mode on these, on the last two that we've looked at from these live action movies, but looks like an Audi. So let's get Audi here into the next one. And we have an official reissue of Masterpiece MPM 12 Optimus Prime. It's their Masterpiece version of the Bumblebee movie design of Optimus Prime at select retailers, including TF Source, Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Robot Kingdom, The Chosen Prime, ages 3 and up, and other places. 120 with a release date in August, which is kind of cool. That's one fun thing. If you notice here, all the third-party stuff, we can't give you the release date, and we can't always give you the price when we find out about this stuff. When it comes to Takara, I mean, you kind of have it. I'm not seeing a whole lot going on with Legends this week. Funny, too, because I make a video about Legends, and one of my points in that video is that there's a lot of options, and there's a lot of stuff coming for it, and then it's a real quiet week for Legends. Well, I did look, and I forgot that all about New Age making a Trailbreaker. Obviously, they're making a Hoist, so I'm like, aren't they making a Trailbreaker? And so, yes, they are making a Trailbreaker. They call it H64 Lincoln, of course, don't know when it's going to come out, price, but it looks pretty interesting. Pretty promising. Dr. Wu's making some stuff, so if you collect Legend and you're like, they're just way too big, I need them smaller than Legends, Dr. Wu's got you covered. It's an E35 Wingman, and it is their Cyclonus. It's okay looking Cyclonus, but kind of funny it's called Wingman. Then here he is in his alt mode, and the alt mode, I think the alt mode's the win for this one. It is a much bigger win. Then they actually, here's the cool thing, you know how they had an orange one that the KO Fans Toys made, the KOs of the Fans Toys Cyclonus, or their Quietus, came out, and they made an orange one. It's a shattered glass, I believe, and this is called their M version, so they're doing the orange one also, which is kind of interesting and kind of cool. And then they're doing a whole separate one that's got that whole samurai look to it. If you're into the Lavender Samurai, then Lavender Samurai's in there. They call it the S version. And they're making a Bumblebee, which I thought they did. I don't know why I'm thinking they already made one, but tiny, ultra tiny Bumblebee does turn into a VW Bug. You gotta see that. I gotta show that, but I'm not gonna show every picture. They've got tons of pictures for this stuff, but it's small, it looks good, but this is how big it is next to, I don't know how that scales to a penny, so yuan, but does coin? I don't know how big that coin is versus something from the US. For some reason, I thought it had to be next to a penny because it's a penny racer. So, is it next to is that the size of a penny? Anyhow, it's tiny. And they're doing 3 of them. They're doing a yellow one, a gold bug, and a white version. Enough of the micro transformers. We're getting into some good old-fashioned big old Swoop here. And leader class. Someone got some good pictures, some amazing-looking pictures from No Trab. Really looks good. I think that Hasbro's ending this well, and even better than Hasbro's promo picks right here. I gotta admit, these blow Hasbro's promo picks away, and getting to see them in the alt mode, although it looks good. Again, I feel like it's hard to run a Swoop. It's hard to mess a Swoop up, and I think they did great work. Very pleased, very impressed. Looks like you could put those missiles in multiple different positions. There's more 5mm ports right to the side there. It looks like you could put them further out on the wings too if you wanted to. There's a lot of options with it, but looking forward to it. I think a lot of people are going to be excited to finish this set up. All right, so we got some Earthspark stuff, and I gotta say that this Prowl looks better than I thought. This is their Prowl. It looks better than I would have pictured their Prowl for kind of the kiddie line, kind of something that it just feels like it's targeting the younger audience, and cool that they make it. There's another one called Thrash, but there was something else. I don't know if it was Earthspark something, and it was like the One Step Changers 2-pack of some sort, and some kid was wanting it, and his mom was taking a picture of it on Twilio. My son walked by and said, "That kid chose poorly." I thought that was the funniest thing ever. So this is one of the things that they have been doing, is kind of a behind the scenes on these figures that they make, and this is the Legacy United Core class version of Megatron Energon, and I really feel like they're doing this because these have a low cost to produce and low risk, and just see how well they sell, and are people interested in it. I think that's what they're doing. I think they're using this line as a tester. Like, if this is popular enough, let's make bigger ones and go all in on all of this stuff. And that's a smart way to do it. I'm not gonna lie, that's a smart way to do it. And I really think out of Hasbro, if you're really gonna chastise Hasbro for a bunch of stuff, Transformers is probably the place to get the most compliments. And looking right here, smart move. All right, so we've got somebody who has made the Agora Model Prime. Let me make sure I've said everything about this. So this is Greg Jordan, and it's impressive model kit, impressive 600 parts, fully posable die casts with lights and all this kind of stuff. And it's 31 inches tall once it's assembled. What's more impressive is the price of this thing. And I remember reading about it back in the day, and it was expensive. It was like 6 or 7 sets at 150 to 180 or something like that. I mean, it's very expensive project, but it's done. It looks like he's got his done, and it looks pretty nice. It looks very well painted, very impressive. I mean, it's bigger than the HasLab Unicron, so quite impressive. Great job. Oh, I just looked up the price. You could get it for $15.99, $1,600. All right, so we're getting into the Walmart Star Raiders line in-hand images from another, not Rab, no Trab. I hope I'm saying that right. And here's the thing about this. This is perfect for an exclusive because the mass collectors aren't wanting this. But some people are wanting these characters, and there are slight repaints and remolds and stuff. But I don't really need a white Cyclonus. I don't need that, so it's not for me. Really, none of these are for me. And I might pick a couple up on clearance or something. But for the hardcore collectors, going to go seek these out and get them and find them. But I'm seeing all these lines. Like right now at Walmart, they're all on clearance. Whatever Walmart does with these offshoot lines. But this one actually might sell better. Who knows? I have to say that I was going to completely pass on these. And it's real easy to sit right here and look at it and say, I'm passing on this. It's going to be hard to look at it in person, though, and say I'm passing on it. I didn't quite get the price. $10, $9.99 for the Optimus Prime. They also been showing pictures of the Bumblebee, which I could probably just pass on that. But an Optimus Prime, see, Bumblebee is a bug, but an Optimus Prime is very specific to the cab-over design, to the way it's set up, the stripe, and the trailer. I mean, it's going to be hard to pass on the Prime for $10. It's a $10 Hot Wheel, but that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool stuff. And then we're seeing other kind of cool stuff showing up too that I said I was going to pass on. I keep saying I'm pass on this stuff. Sometimes I'm a sucker and fall for it. Between these two sets, I actually like the Bumblebee and Wheeljack set the best, but $16 for these little figures from McFarlane, the little 3-inch page punchers. I don't know. I'm not sure I'd be in on this, but I think it's kind of cool. Actually seeing the produced product and out in the wild looks way better than the first pictures they showed. But yeah, I'll probably stick to my guns and just pass. But cool looking stuff, and I'm sure there's people out there that are going to love this. Alright, so it looks like we've got the first review of the Machine Robo Revenge of Kronos Machine Build Battle by Mega House. And this is, of course, Tank. For 40 years, I called him Tank. But he's Tank. Anyhow, looks good, looks cool. Same as all the rest of them. Lightweight and no die cast. Not really any paint, but kind of a shiny look to him. He'll look really good on the shelf like the rest of them. And I'm in on it. I'm in on it. As expensive as $60 for this guy. And he feels like he's maybe $18. But the engineering in it and the fact that there's not that many that are going to get made. So it's pretty cool. And I'm in on him. But the first review's up and it looks exactly like I expected. Exactly. So scouring through my news folder, I had this nugget I somehow skipped over last week, and this is Jada Toys, and they're going to be making a Player 2 version of Chun-Li. Now, I got to wondering, like, how are they going to make recolors, for what reason? And I think this makes a whole lot more sense than anything else, and it is actually kind of cool. And kind of makes me wish I would have just waited and bought this over the first one, because I already had the first one from the Playmates, but anyhow, still, it's cool, it's interesting. I probably will pick it up. $25 a piece. It's an interesting item here, and it's kind of cool, the route they're going. But I'm more excited for new characters, not recolors, but it's a thing. Which brings us to Storm Collectibles. So this weekend in Japan, they were showcasing their products for First Anime's Pro Festival Exquisite Brands Distributors collaboration exhibit in Japan. And they revealed some upcoming figures and licenses. So, anime, they got a Gotcha Man. Let's see, is this picture representing what I'm talking about here? But, Jackie Bryant, Skullomania, G3, Jun the Swan, Karas, and Cobra. And then on the other picture, they showcase stuff that seems a little bit more familiar, but that is the Yori Yagami? I'm not sure about that one. Ralph Jones, Orochi, Yashiro, and Ryu. So, definitely some cool, interesting stuff. I'm not in on all of this stuff, but I'll pick and choose. I might get one or two of these. But I am going to be picking up some Storm Collectibles Street Fighter stuff, because Street Fighter is my main gig on this, but Jada is taking care of most of my needs when it comes to Street Fighter. All right, so looking at NECA drop number 4, I've seen all this stuff the first day of Holothon, which I'm just guessing it all got shipped out and then people just put it all on the shelf. And I know some of the Targets, they just get the product to show up. Some have an actual assigned vendor, a NECA rep that goes out. So it just depends on which Target you show up and which products put out. The NECA rep obviously is going to follow the rules, and then the stores that just get the stuff shipped are just going to put it out because they put it out. Anyhow, the thing that seems to be the most popular out of all of this, for whatever reason, is Casey Jones in a suit. That thing sold real fast. So that's pretty interesting. But there's also more stuff that you might be interested in, like a Garfield plush. But anyhow, drop number 4, week 4. Wasn't really all that exciting because I've been looking at it since week 1. Are you awake? Okay, well, this is the close-up. I don't know why they put this picture out, this close-up of the Super 7 Ultimates. It's their new figure for Silverhawks, and it's interesting that they're doing this, but it's not for me. I'm not going to be on this. So what are they calling this thing? This is called the Dark Bird. And yeah, Dark Bird. It's simply just a reuse of their Quicksilver figure. I am going to get the Vac Metal ones, but I have no need for this. And frankly, I feel like this should have just been an included head pack or an accessory pack, and you put it on your existing figure. But anyhow, they made a whole new figure of it. I don't know how it's going to go. I'm really curious how many people actually buy this. Remember, 2024 is when collecting gets real. And this line got canceled. These repaints got canceled. And I could see the same thing happening for Darkbird. Sadly, for Darkbird, these looked cool, not for $55 each. Maybe the repaints should be a little cheaper. All right, we have this news that broke last week. So I'm going to throw it out to Yes, Have Some was the YouTube channel that broke it. And the news source that broke this news to the entire world first. And then I think the next day it was officially announced at C2E2 convention in Chicago. But Mondo's making 12-inch or 1/6 scale Thundercats, starting with Lion-O. And then they're going to be making 1/12-inch or 6.5-inch tall, fully articulated action figures for the real Ghostbusters, meaning the cartoon, the animated, the real Ghostbusters. Here's the official statement: 6.5-inch scale, fully articulated figures, deluxe 2-packs with accessories. Focus on Busters and Ghosts. More news at SDCC 2024, so later this year. Thing about this is that the price. Is this price going to be $100 for a 2-pack or $60 for a 2-pack? Mondo's expensive. It is. And I'm not going to be part of it at $100 a 2-pack. Unless I might pick and choose. But it's exciting if it's affordable. It's not exciting if it's really expensive. But then again, Mondo makes good stuff from what I hear. I don't know any other stuff yet. I thought this might be the first one I jump in, depending on the price. Speaking of price, Mondo, NECA's putting out the Planet of the Apes Classic Series set of 4 action figures, $130 for these Planet of the Apes action figures. They look great. They're all individually packaged, but they look good. It's smart to put out the set like this because I can see people definitely picking and choosing which ones to get, which ones not to get. You got to buy them all or buy none. You choose. But they all look great. NECA does outstanding work. I like Super 7. I like NECA. And I hope to like Mondo's if the price is right. I mean, this is not a bad price for 4 figures that are generally running $35 each right now in today's current climate. I don't remember if you all remember that Hasbro did a HasLab. They were trying to make a Ghost Rider car, Hell engine car, whatever. I'm like, why are you making a car? Where's the motorcycle? And although this motorcycle doesn't look like the motorcycle I saw in the movie, it's still a motorcycle. And I was like, why no motorcycle? Anyway, Marvel 85th Anniversary, Danny Ketch, Ghost Rider, and bike set for $50. And I you know what? This makes sense. Now, I really don't need a Ghost Rider, but I think this is kind of cool. And you get the bike and the figure for $50. That's $25 for the figure, which is the standard price for Marvel Legends right now, and $25 for the bike, which that's okay. It's fine. If you're into Ghost Rider, I'm sure you're going to love this. You're going to be able to pick it up. And I'm sure it's up for pre-order at all the places like Entertainment Earth, Big Bad Toy Store, Chosen Prime, Toy Geek. I guess that's something new going on here. And then Amazon. I think there's been 2 versions of Alf out now. Let's just take this mold and make a third one. And this is going to be the Born to Rock Alf Ultimates. And rock out with your favorite alien life form from Melmac and his beloved sitcom icon stepping in the spotlight. In 7/8 scale, Born to Rock comes with a tailored shirt and vest. Includes a packed lineup of accessories, multiple interchangeable hands and heads, articulated jaw, microphone with stand, guitar strap, saxophone, record with sleeve, and sunglasses in a collector-friendly 5-panel window box packaging. Pretty cool if you're in on this. It is $38. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm happy with the '89 Batmobile, but some people aren't. They're happy with it, but they want more. They need more Batmobiles. This is the White Knight Batmobile exclusive from McFarlane. It's $89.99, and it's going to be in McFarlane Toy Store exclusive for $90. If you're in on this, if you're interested in this, I don't need this in my life, but some people probably do. So good for you. Go ahead and deal with that McFarlane Toy Store. I did not enjoy messing with it myself the one time I did. Anyhow, McFarlane Toy Store, and yeah, I ended up not ordering from them, by the way, but yeah, I think it's the only place you can get it, and it's exclusive, and there it goes. All right, so I guess we're down to the Star Wars stuff and what's left, and it wasn't really a bad showing. They have the Darth Sidious for $25, Battle Droid $25. Finally, a separate Battle Droid. We've got a Captain Enoch and Night Trooper 2-pack. We've got the Yoda and Clone Commander Gree. I don't see that in this picture they put up here. Phantom Menace 3-pack that we'll look at, and then the episode 2 and 3 retro collection. Let's get into a couple of these pictures that I have pulled up. So here's the $60 6-pack of figures, 3 from Clone Wars and 3 from The Revenge of the Sith. May the 5th be with you today. And I don't feel like this is highly necessary, but I like it because of the fact they're not forcing 6 on you per movie, just 3. And maybe it's testing the waters. Maybe it's just saying we're putting something out there, and if it doesn't sell, it doesn't sell. Hey, we tried. I just don't see the need for these. But some people might. And some people are trying to be completists in these lines, so they'll just buy it. But anyhow, I see them at Target not selling the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace has always been the kiss of death of Star Wars, but yeah, it's a good way to go. I think they were making a smart move. There's also this 4-pack of pilots, which I think is really cool and interesting for finished collection, but again, not for me. I do not need that in my life, but some people do. Also, we've got this here, and this is Captain Enoch, the Night Trooper. As you can see what they look like in their packaging, it's a cool looking set if you're in on this. It's pretty expensive stuff, though. I do like this Darth Sidious, although I'm not really going to go out of my way to pick them up. I like the soft goods. I like the face. I just think they did a really good job with it. Of course, love this lightsaber. I finally picked this lightsaber up used for like $60. It's a pretty cool looking lightsaber. One of the ones I've been, it's been elusive. It's eluded me all these years. Then we've got, here's the 3-pack that I was talking about. Now, this is all repack stuff, but I don't know. I kind of think they've got different cloth goods. They look different in the picture than what they've been released in the past. But still kind of cool stuff right there. And then we have Super Battle Droid. And the Super Battle Droid is something I definitely will pick up, along with the Destroyer Droid. Fun stuff. And then lastly, we've seen this 2-pack with Yoda. I think he comes with a chair, too. I think he comes with, I saw a picture of him with this chair. Anyhow, that's the Star Wars stuff. And I'm going to end it on this. I didn't really talk about this, but the Penguin and the Starfire and Captain Boom, I guess. Anyway, what do you think about this week's weekly news and review? What else is going on out there that is pretty cool, kind of fun to know about? What is going on? Seemed like a light week overall, but even a light week has a lot of stuff to talk about. Like, subscribe, and Anti-Deer Hanger out.